Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Sunday morning worship service of DuPage Unitarian Universalist Church in Naperville, Illinois. I am Nell Haslett-Bruce, a member of your Board of Trustees. We're glad you're here, whether you are present in the sanctuary this morning or watching remotely. It is so good to be together. We welcome you to our church and invite you to get to know us better after the service. As Unitarian Universalists, we hold that there are many paths to truth and meaning, and we support one another on our spiritual and religious journeys while holding ourselves in covenant. The rich liberal legacy of Unitarian Universalism is rooted in our faith's 7 principles. These principles guide our faithful actions as we work to transform the world to be more just and equitable. You may find these principles listed on our website or on the wall in our social hall. Whoever you are, wherever you are on life's journey, wherever you are in the world, you are welcome here. And we have an extra announcement this morning. The Capital Campaign Study Leadership Team and your board soon will be hearing a summary of information gathered by Protopis Associates over the past several weeks. This information will inform the study team and the board regarding our next steps. Thank you for the input you have provided in conversations, focus groups, or the survey. Oh, the survey. While many of you have responded, and we thank you for that, there is one last chance for those who have not. Please submit your survey responses by end of today for your thoughts to be included in that summary. If you are online, we invite you to greet each other through the chat. And if you are present here, I invite you to turn to someone you did not come with and greet them with a wave and a good morning greeting.
We light this chalice today for our first Unitarian Universalist principle. We believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
Good morning. Welcome to our worship today. We gather in reverence before the wonder of life, the wonder of this moment, the wonder of being together, so close yet so apart, each hidden in our own secret chamber, each listening, each trying to speak, yet none fully understanding, none fully understood. We gather in reverence before all intangible things, eyes that see not, nor ears can detect, that hands can never touch, that space cannot hold, and time cannot measure.
Good morning. Please rise as you are able and join us in singing from the Teal hymnal 1029, Love Knocks and Awaits for Us to Hear.
Please join me in reciting our covenant. We come together to affirm our relationship with one another, our shared commitment to our Unitarian Universalist principles, and to our DuPage UU Church community. We recognize our agency and our connective power, and we accept our responsibility to be bold and courageous in relationship with each other so that we might transform ourselves and the world.
Our vision of beloved community is rooted in the relationships that we have with one another, our world, and creation. Each week we share our joys and concerns. Today, our flowers are from Kay Richards and Mark Ailes in memory of Mark's parents. They share this quote, "From north and south, heroic hearts make a family." When the cares of the world weigh on us, may we find joy in our connections with each other and in the pleasures life holds. Let us care for one another and for ourselves in all the ways that we can. As we hold each other in hearts and minds with all our joys and all our sorrows, whether spoken or unspoken, please join together in a moment of meditative prayer. May no one who encounters me ever have an insignificant contact. May the mere fact of our meeting contribute to the fulfillment of their wishes. May I be a protector of the helpless, a guide to those traveling the path, a boat to those wishing to cross over, or a bridge or a raft. May I be a lamp for those in darkness, a home for the homeless, and a servant to the world.
It is time to gather. My story today is about 23 iconic women who changed the world. It is A is for Awesome by Eva Chen. A is for the awesome aviator Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. She says, "The stars seemed near enough to touch, and never before have I seen so many." B is for Beyonce. Singer, songwriter, actress, producer, and all-around Queen Bee. She says, "Don't try to lessen yourself for the world. Let the world catch up to you." C is for the forever chic Coco Chanel, designer and OG girl boss. She says, "In order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different." D is for Dorothy Hodgkin, a crystallographer who won the Nobel Prize for succeeding in the impossible. E is for the defiant suffragette Emmeline Pankhurst, who helped women win the right to vote. And she says, "We are here not because we are lawbreakers, we are here in our efforts to become lawmakers." F is for the flamboyant and fierce Flojo, the fastest woman of all time. She says, "When anyone tells me I can't do anything, I'm just not listening anymore." G is for the groundbreaking artist Georgia O'Keeffe, mother of the modernist art movement. She says, "To create one's world in any of the arts takes courage." And H is for Harriet Tubman, the brave abolitionist who helped hundreds of enslaved people to freedom. And she says, "I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say with what most conductors can't say, I never ran my train off the tracks, and I never lost a passenger." I is for fashion legend Iris Apfel, who proves that your own style is the best style of all. She says, "When you don't dress like everybody else, you don't have to think like everybody else." J is for chef and author Julia Child, whose zest for French cooking inspired millions. And she said, "Learn from your mistakes, be fearless, and above all, have fun." And K is for Katharine Graham, the formidable first female publisher of the Washington Post. She says, "Courage is when you have a choice and you choose to be courageous." L is for Lucille Ball, comedic genius and the first woman to ever run a major television studio. M is for Malala, whose rallying cry for equality in education was heard around the world. She says, "When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful." N is for the tempestuous and talented Nina Simone, singer, songwriter, and activist. She says, "I'll tell you what freedom is to me, no fear." And O is for Oprah, self-made television icon, philanthropist, role model, and the list goes on. She says, "I wish you curiosity and confidence, and I wish you ethics and enlightenment. I wish you guts." P is for Pat McGrath, makeup maestro and businesswoman. She says, "Creativity is the most important skill. Don't be scared to experiment." And Q is for Queen Elizabeth I, whose quick wit, strategy, and tenacity brought a golden age to England. She says, "I am not afraid of anything." R is for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice and the Queen of Dissent. She says, "Fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you." And S is for Sacagawea, intrepid interpreter and guide for Lewis and Clark's historic expedition. And T is for rock and roll superstar Tina Turner, who holds the record for the most concert tickets sold by a single performer. She says, "I believe that if you just stand up and go, life will open up for you." U is for Ursula K. Le Guin, prolific and prize-winning science fiction author. And she says, "We read books to find out who we are, what we ourselves are and may become." And V is for Venus, Roman goddess of love, beauty, and victory. And W is for Wu Zetian, the one and only female emperor in Chinese history. And X, Y, Z are for extraordinary you and the zillions of brilliant, brave adventures you will have. Let's sing to the children.
The giving of our treasure is how we reciprocate the many gifts we are given by this community. Your contribution supports the programs and operations of DuPage UU Church. Giving is also how we live our values in the world. Each month, we share our offerings with an organization nominated by the congregation and selected by the Special Offerings team. During September, our special offering will benefit the Alive Center of Naperville, nominated by DUC member Dean Reschke, who is a founding member. Their mission is to be a teen-led, teen-driven center focused on empowering the youth of today to become the impassioned, resilient leaders of tomorrow. As a nonprofit organization, they offer free drop-in hours after school and over the summer, as well as a myriad of programs, classes, and events designed to build confident and resilient teams. It is a place to belong and learn important life skills. For more information on the Alive Center, visit their website at alivecenter.org. The offering is given and received in a spirit of generosity and gratitude. Helped are those who are enemies of their own racism. They shall live in harmony with the citizens of this world, not with those of their ancestors which has passed away and which they shall never see again. Helped are those too busy living to respond when they are wrongfully attacked. On their walks they shall find mysteries so intriguing as to distract them from every blow. Helped are those who find something in creation to admire each and every hour. Their days will overflow with beauty, and the darkest dungeon will offer gifts. Helped are those who receive only to give. Always in their house will be the circular energy of generosity, and in their hearts a beginning of a new age on earth when no keys will be needed to unlock the heart and no locks will be needed on doors. Helped are those who love the stranger. In this they reflect the heart of the Creator and that of the Mother. Helped are those who are content to be themselves. They will never lack mystery in their lives, and their joys of self-discovery will be constant. Helped are those who love the entire cosmos rather than their own tiny country, city, or farm. For to them will be shown the unbroken web of life and the meaning of infinity. Helped are those who live in quietness, knowing neither brand name nor fad. They shall live every day as if in eternity, and each moment shall be full as it is long. Helped are those who love others unsplit off from their own faults. To them will be given the clarity of vision. Helped are those who create anything at all, for they shall relive the thrill of their own conception and realize a partnership in the creation of the universe that keeps them responsible and cheerful. Helped are those who love the earth, their mother, and who willingly suffer that she may not die. In their grief over her pain, they will weep rivers of blood, and in their joy in her lively response to love, they will converse with trees. Helped are those whose every act is a prayer for harmony in the universe, for they are the restorers of balance to our planet. To them will be given the insight that every good act done anywhere in the cosmos welcomes the life of an animal or a child. Helped are those who risk themselves for others' sake. To them will be given the increasing opportunities for ever greater risks. Theirs will be a vision of the world in which no one's gift is despised or lost. Helped are those who strive to give up their anger. Their reward will be that in any confrontation, their first thoughts never will be of violence or war. Helped are those whose every act is a prayer for peace. On them depends the future of the world. Helped are those who forgive. Their reward shall be forgetfulness of every evil done to them. It will be in their power, therefore, to envision the new earth. Helped are those who are shown the existence of the Creator's magic in the universe. They shall experience delight and astonishment without ceasing. Helped are those who laugh with a pure heart. Theirs will be the company of the jolly righteous. Helped are those who love all the colors of all the human beings, as they love all the colors of animals and plants. None of their children, nor none of their ancestors, nor any parts of themselves shall be hidden from them. Helped are those who love the lesbian, the gay, and the straight, as they love the sun, the moon, and the stars. None of their children, nor any of their ancestors, nor any part of themselves shall be hidden from them. Helped are those who love the broken and the whole. Helped are those who do not join mobs. Theirs shall be the understanding that to attack in anger is to murder in confusion. Helped are those who find courage to do at least one small thing each day to help the existence of another, plant, animal, river, or other human being. They shall be joined by a multitude of the timid. Helped are those who lose their fear of death. Theirs is the power to envision the future in a blade of grass. Helped are those who love and actively support the diversity of life. They shall be secure in their differences. Helped are those who know.
Please rise as you are able and join us in singing hymn 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
Greetings, beloveds. Unitarian Universalism, at its core, is a faith tradition that cherishes the inherent worth and dignity of every person and embraces the interdependence of all life. At the 2023 General Assembly, presented by the Article 2 Study Commission, we delegates were asked to vote yes to a continued discussion of the Article 2 of our bylaws, which contains our principles and purposes. According to our bylaws, we are asked to do this every 15 years. And our new proposal places love at the center. Growing up in a tradition that did not foster questioning, it was both a blessing and a struggle to see the debate and conversations before and at General Assembly around the many, many amendments. I had a sense of wonder as I thought about early traditions of Christianity as church fathers and mothers and priests and lay people imagined and reimagined what their faith would be like at different intervals throughout history. But what does it look like truly to place love at the center? A strong, boundaried, and free love. To place love at the center, not as a static value, but something that has grit and foresight. To hold love as a verb, as a spiritual discipline. For this, I seek refuge in the teachings of eco-womanism. Eco-womanism is a tapestry woven from the threads of environmental consciousness, feminist insight, and racial awareness. Womanism comes out of the term womanish, crystallized in the work of activist and writer Alice Walker, who wrote The Color Purple, which you may know. Womanism is to feminism as purple is to lavender, she writes. Womanism sought to bring to the forefront the voices of Black women and queer Black women in particular, who were left out of the discussion of feminism and the rights of women. Eco-womanism flows out of this stream in the work of Dr. Melanie Harris and others, like our newly elected president of the UUA, Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt. It shines a light on the disparities placed by marginalized communities, particularly Black women, in the face of environmental degradation and systemic injustice. Just as Unitarian Universalism calls us to respect the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, eco-womanism reminds us that justice is not truly just unless it's inclusive of everyone, regardless of race, gender, or socioeconomic status. When we bear witness to and arrive in solidarity with indigenous communities across North and South America to stop constructions of pipelines that threaten their water supply, we can see that this injustice is targeted. When wildfires burn cities to the ground and hurricanes wash away indigenous and Black histories as government help is tardy and land disappears in the rebuilding, we can learn that centuries of colonialism and land development for profit makes self-determination weak and dignity hard to come by. To replace capitalism and power at the center of our society, to alleviate suffering, and to orient ourselves towards flourishing in community requires dismantling of the status quo, where we can and when we are able. And that is long, demanding, tiring, and uncomfortable. Our communities also can be, at times, especially with boundaries, places of refuge. We are not aiming for perfection, but skilled love. I'm inspired by the skilled love and commitment of a fictional group of women and a few men I've followed in the TV show called The Midwife, and the real life inspiration. This show follows the work and personal struggles of nurse midwives and nuns in the poor and working class neighborhood in London, UK, starting in the 1950s. It is not perfect. There are several seasons before a Black nurse appears. There's the weaponizing of faith. Queers cannot be happy in their storylines for some reason, and attitudes on drug use, fat bodies, and young mothers leaves much to be desired, to name a few critiques I have. These attitudes that deny flourishing and the laws that support them are still with us. What is clear, though, through witnessing their lives and work, is that there is so much more to the thriving, mental thriving and physical thriving and spiritual thriving of a community than a single doctor's visit. These nurses and midwives are activists protesting land grabs because babies and elders need homes, and demanding that those who are birthing are kept at the center of their care. It has been so rich to see where they placed the labor of love at the center and where they fell short of that. At the start of the ongoing pandemic, health agencies in the United States reminded all of us what people of color, and particularly Black folks, knew from experience, that this work at the bedrock of community falls disproportionately on poor Black and brown workers, often immigrants, often women, and that when we seek health care, we face adverse outcomes and experiences. Sometimes it is bleak and sometimes we need rest. I seek refuge in interdependence. As many parts of our world burn, as sea levels rise, as we as Unitarian Universalists and seekers who journey with us at this bend of the flow of time, wonder and imagine what it means to be a faith tradition in the 21st century. As we find ourselves again, let us be moved to action. Beloveds, may we leave here today with a renewed sense of purpose, understanding that the struggles faced by Black women and women of color of all identities, of all bodies, are intrinsically linked to the broader fight for justice and equality in our society. As we go forth, may we be guided by the principles of interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, justice, and generosity, and love for all beings, knowing that our faith calls us to be stewards of both the earth and one another. May we make it so. Ashe.
Please rise as you are able and join us in the gray hymnal in hymn number 323, Break Not the Circle.
And now, may we have faith in life to do wise planting, that the generations to come may reap even more abundantly than we. May we be bold in bringing to fruition the golden dreams of human kinship and justice. This we ask, that the fields of promise become fields of reality. Please join me. We extinguish the light of this chalice, but not the light in our hearts. Until we meet again, may the warmth of community carry you.